No na ke kuai kana hele hele ia la ia ke ki o hu e ka ua go go. O na kino malu kalani malu e ho e ho ulu ana o laka I kona maukahu. O makono, o makono, o makono.
Hi, I'm Eric Quam. I'm the creator of regenerative decision making. Regenerative decision making is a tool in the form of a decision making process for reversing the planet's cascading ecological crises and allowing the planet to heal itself. In my last video, I showed you that the exponentially growing extraction flows and pollution flows of the human enterprise are the essential cause of the planet's cascading ecological crises. I also promised to share with you in this video the single essential feature of a process for scaling back the extraction flows and pollution flows and reversing the planet's ecological crises. Until now, there's been no consensus on a process for reversing the planet's ecological crises because of two seemingly unsolvable problems: the problem of resistance and the problem of time for reversing the planet's ecological crises. These problems of resistance and time arise because the planet's ecological crises are being caused by billions of people making billions of decisions about things we extract from the biosphere and billions of decisions every day about the things we use that are creating the exponentially growing extraction flows and pollution flows. To illustrate the problem of resistance, I get resistance from my son about turning off the lights when he leaves a room. Multiply that resistance by the resistance of billions of human beings to making billions of different decisions every day that scale back the extraction flows and scale back the pollution flows from the things they use. This is the problem of resistance. To illustrate the problem of time, the extraction flows and pollution flows of the human enterprise are growing exponentially over time, which is damaging the biosphere's capacity to regenerate itself and causing the planet's ecological crises to grow exponentially over time. Reversing the planet's ecological crises requires billions of human beings making billions of decisions that scale back the extraction flows and pollution flows in time to prevent the most catastrophic and irreversible damage to the biosphere. This is the problem of time. Because reversing the planet's ecological crises requires billions of human beings making exponentially growing numbers of decisions that scale back the extraction flows and pollution flows, the single essential feature of a process for scaling back those extraction flows and pollution flows is a decision-making process that's usable by human beings everywhere. To put it another way, the single essential feature of a process for reversing the planet's ecological crises is a decision-making process that's usable by human beings everywhere. Such a process solves the problem of resistance because human beings everywhere can use such a process for making decisions that scale back the extraction flows and pollution flows because they want to make those decisions. When human beings want to make those decisions, they do not resist making those decisions, and we solve the problem of resistance for reversing the planet's ecological crises. Such a process solves the problem of time because a decision-making process usable by human beings anywhere is exponentially copyable by human beings everywhere. A decision-making process exponentially copyable by human beings everywhere allows billions of human beings everywhere to make exponentially growing numbers of decisions that scale back the extraction flows and pollution flows in time to prevent the most catastrophic and irreversible damage to the biosphere. To recap, the essential feature of a process for scaling back the extraction flows and pollution flows of the human enterprise is a decision-making process usable by human beings everywhere. In my next video, I'm going to show you a decision-making process through which human beings everywhere want to make decisions that scale back the extraction flows and pollution flows and reverse the planet's ecological crises. Until then, I invite you to subscribe to my Regenerative Decision Making Substack channel at www.erikkvam.substack.com and my Regenerative Decision Making YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/REGENDM. Thank you so much for listening, and aloha.